My name is José Miguel. I'm a food professor here at the School of Modern Languages, and I've been working here for around 24 years so far. And usually my teaching areas are language, foreign language itself, and reading and writing in the master program, and pretty much culture. Yes? As I am teaching actually, and we usually teach here in Venezuela English as a foreign language, my research line at the beginning when I was finishing my master program was studying about the different processes about learning a foreign language. So my main line at the beginning, it was foreign language learning processes. So I was really engaged in studying and understanding how different it was to learn English as a foreign language and as a second language. I had a chance to also research about language as a second language and as a foreign language later on when I was completing my PhD. But then I just broadened my line of research, and I included some other interests that I had. On one hand, it was because I was teaching ESP, and that is English for specific purposes, which is what people call technical English. I don't know why, there's no technicity in there. What it is a kind of having the reading of English as an instrument, and that's why people call it instrumental language, instrumental English. So that is the ability to give students or readers the opportunity to have tools to read and face a test. So I was doing research also in the different approaches students and teachers here at the University of Los Andes had in order to develop and teach a class in that. So we usually teach classes in here at the faculty in this campus. We teach people from education and people from literature and history, so they need to study English. So I did also research about that. And lately and recently, I included one more topic which I'm very interested in, which is power. How the power relation deals in a classroom. So that includes not only power but gender. What is the impact of the relation, the social relation that people have, teachers and students? I mean, if I am as a male professor, what is my relationship and what is my influence in you girls as students or on boys? I mean, there's a lot to see and to understand in there, you know, the dynamic relationship that occur in a classroom. And of course, during my PhD, I did a lot of research about second language writing processes to understand from the cognition, to understand in what language the writer thinks when he is writing in the second language. They are writing in the second language, but they may be thinking in some other language. The research proved that people not only think, it doesn't matter on the policies that people say you have to think in English all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work. So no matter what, bilingual people use various languages when they are writing in the second language. So basically, I can sum up to say foreign language research, understanding of the process. ESP, writing in the second language, and power, the idea of power in the relationship in the learning process. My experience has been very provocative and engaging because I was truly interested and honest in my research. I didn't do research because I had to. I did research because I wanted to. I wanted to understand the process. I mean, I think that research is a very good way for you to be informed about the learning process. So, when I had my first baby, my first daughter, I was really interested in trying to understand the language development. So I started doing empirically, not academically, I started doing research in languages, in understanding her learning processes. Later, as I had a boy who was growing up in a different context, so he was learning English as a first language, and then we moved back here to Venezuela and he started learning Spanish. So I was really curious in understanding that bilingual situation he had. So my experience has been really engaging, as I say, provocative, because it was live. I was there, I picked the subjects because I was really interested in doing that. And at the university I had to do research for my master program, I had to do research for my PhD program, but also I was invited as a researcher by the British Council. So nowadays I'm a researcher of the British Council, and we're doing research nationwide, understanding what is the situation of the teaching of English language in Venezuela. It's been great to be part of, to be the editor and director of the languages, because we are trying to offer the public the academic work that I've been doing here in the university, and people from other universities or scientific academic fields that they want to publish with us. So the experience has been good because I'm really willing to do it, but on the other hand we have been having some problems in trying to publish the next number, because we have to fix some administrative problems. We have to do a lot of paperwork before publishing the next number, mainly because since the journal doesn't publish a volume since 2012. So now we have to fix some problems before publishing the new number, which is already ready. When I say ready, it's because we accepted the articles and the researchers, and we have sent them for evaluation to different people around the world. So that is the usual, the common and normal process that you have to go through in order to be published. You have to propose something, we have to evaluate it, and we send it to different experts in the areas, and they say this is good, this is not good, we can publish this, but we have to change this, and you have to fix this. So the writing and the publishing process is very long. It can take up to 1 year for you to publish in the moment that you hand it in and the moment which is finally published. So it's been nice, and as I said before, the new number is ready to go, but we have been stopped because of some paperwork things that we have to do first. Before it was better because we had a lot more funding, and now funding which the university gives you is not enough, not even enough to buy, paper, and you need to consider a lot of different stuff, even transportation, which is something which is really now on top of discussion. But doing research in Venezuela, what you realize is that when you go with your research internationally, you go abroad and you present your research, you say, well, you actually are doing the same thing that our people around the world are doing. So if I compare the research which is being done in some other countries, the only difference it would be funding, but on the other hand, the quality of research, our research is pretty good. I had a chance to do research in the United States, and here it was pretty much the same, but funding makes the difference. Yes. That's it?
That's it.
No more?
Thank you very much.
Anytime.